I'd like to introduce you to the Athletic Circle program. The Athletic Circle is a piece of equipment, very versatile, otherwise known as the Magic Circle, which enhances the programs of the floor and the reformer. I'd like to introduce you to Mel and Simon, who are going to assist in this program. But first, let's start with just a standing roll down to loosen up the spine and the hamstrings. So, taking a breath in to start, keeping the feet apart hip distance, and breathing out as you slowly curl one vertebra at a time, peeling off an imaginary wall, holding at the bottom for a breath in, engage your beeline and use that beeline to come up one bone at a time, imprinting on the wall. Breathing in as you lengthen up as tall as you can, and one more, deep breath out. We're using this as a comparison also because we'll do it at the end in order to find out if there has been any change in flexibility, and usually there is. Engaging the beeline to come up, breathing out, one bone at a time, and using that beeline to support your back. Okay, let's take a seat on the floor, and we're going to start off with some start stretches first. Just a simple one for your breathing. The feet are apart, hip distance, and the circle is placed end-on on the floor at about knee level. The elbows are out to the sides, the back is upright, making sure that the lower part of the back is absolutely tall as if it's against a brick wall. Take a breath in into the armpits, breathe out and curl, drawing your nose down towards the beeline without slumping back. So curling the upper torso and gently pressing on the circle. Hold the position, breathing into the upper back. Breathe out and curl in a little bit more. Trying not to squash the chin onto the chest, just a little bit of a gap underneath the chin. Breathing into the armpits, shoulder blades down into the pocket and pressing down gently, pressing through your heels. Breathing in into the armpits and a deep sigh, engaging that beeline as much as you can. Great, and one more. Take a breath in into the armpits and a deep sigh out. Okay, we're going to start stretching the hamstrings now, so slowly roll down onto your spine, imprinting one vertebra at a time. Bring your right leg up into the air and place the circle in the middle of the foot. Keeping the opposite leg either bent. If it's bent, it's 60 centimeters away from the backside. Keep the leg absolutely straight. Keep the tailbone on a coin. Take a breath in, breathe out, and gently bending the elbows to the floor and keeping the elbows outward slightly. Hold for the breath in. Breathe out and gently pressing back again. Making sure that the tailbone stays down and there's a hip coin underneath this side so that you're actually pushing that into the floor as well. So you're lengthening through the heel and through the hip into the floor to get a really effective stretch. And two more breaths. Using the beeline and closing the rib cage to breathe out so you can get this thoracic support as well. And let's change legs. That's it, keeping the leg absolutely straight, pressing the hip into the ground. Take a breath in to start and breathe out as you gently draw the heel back and keeping the shoulder blades down into the pocket. Breathing in and a deep sigh out. Once again, closing the rib cage as much as you can on the breath out, so that supports the upper back and also helps to control the breathing as well. Breathing into the armpits, breathe out, draw the shoulder blades down in towards the tailbone, trying to straighten the leg as much as you can. If you can't, that's okay. If you feel it too tight behind the knee, keep the knee bent. One more breath and a deep sigh out. Good, and relax. So in this position, we're going to stay here and do some abdominal work. So we're going to place the circle between the knees for the PAC, the perfect abdominal curl. Place the hands behind the head, and just make sure that when you place the circle between the knees, that the rounded portion is nice and comfortable, it doesn't slip out. Take a breath in, breathe out, contract forward and squeeze the circle at the same time. Breathe in, release 10%. Breathe out, and again, coming up, keeping the eyes on knee level and ribs to hips to come forward. Draw the ribs towards the hips. Breathing in, release 10%, and breathe out, squeeze the circle as much as you can. Breathe in as you go back 10%, and ribs to hips, and scoop out the stomach as much as you can. And one more, deep sigh out. And this time, dorsiflex your feet, so pull your toes up and go into a couple more. And deep breath out. There, can you feel the abs working a bit harder? Great. And again, deep sigh out, keeping those toes pulled up. So you feel the inner thighs working, which makes the abdominals work a little bit harder. and relax. Taking the circle into the hands, holding onto the grips, we're going to do preparation, which is more abdominal work before we get into the hundreds. Taking the arms above the head and then slowly lower onto the floor. Just a gentle squeeze of the hands with the elbows bent, never lock the elbow joints. Draw the knees up towards you, keeping the knees slightly above the navel and the feet slightly higher than the knees. We're going to take a breath in and breathe out as you bring the arms up and over and contract forward, reaching forward towards the toe. Breathe in as you go back all the way down to the floor, just a touch, keeping the beeline engaged, and deep sigh out. Draw the ribs towards the hips. Great. Breathe in to go back, just a touch on the floor, and breathe out to come forward. Deep sigh out. Keep reaching forward. Breathe in to go back, and gently squeeze as you come forward. We're going to go into an extension now, so take the arms back again, breathing in, keeping the beeline engaged. Breathe out as you curl forward and extend the legs away from you as much as you can, keeping the back flat. Breathe in as you come back, slight touch on the floor, and extend the legs at the same time as you come forward. That's it. Bend the knees all the way back towards you, above the navel. And again, ribs to hips to come forward, stretch through the toes. Breathe in to come back. We're going to go into coordination now. Breathe out to come forward. It's a long breath out as you stretch and open the legs, close the legs. Breathe in to come back. Keeping the beeline engaged. And two more. Keep going, open and close, and all the way back. Draw the knees towards the chest. Deep sigh out. Up you go. Open, close, and all the way back. We're going to come up into the next one, going straight into a version of the hundreds. And breathe out, contract forward. Stay where you are. Flex the feet and turn out the legs. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sigh, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep breathing. And deep sigh. Great. To make it more effective, take a breath in and pump out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. Great. And again, 5 pumps on the breath out. Feel the abdominals pulling in more. Keep the elbows slightly bent. Just press with the palms of your hands. Try to keep your fingers relaxed so you're not gripping. One more, squeeze the back of the knees, press through the heels, and bend your knees towards you and relax. How are you feeling? An effective workout. We're now going to go into the hundreds, where we're going to place the band between the ankles for Simon, between the knees for Mel. Okay, so 2 versions here. That's it. We'll start with the feet on the ground. Right. Draw the knees up towards you, keeping the knees bent. Come forward into the contraction. Mel, you're going to keep your legs bent just there. Keep them parallel, don't turn them out. That's it. Hold. And again, breathing in for a 5 count. And deep sigh. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Breathe out and squeeze the band. Breathing in. Keep going on the breathing. If you start to feel the neck straining at all, just place a triangular cushion right up underneath the shoulder blades as well. And you'll still feel the abdominals working very effectively without straining the neck. Simon, if you do start to feel the neck, place the hands behind the head and elbows wide open, keeping the shoulder blades off the ground, eyes on the knees. One more breath. Bend the knees towards you and relax. Right, a little bit of a breather there. Right, we're going to come up into a sitting position this time, holding onto the band. Right, still placing the band between the knees. 2 versions of the partial roll down. In fact, Mel, if you can hold on, Simon, keep it between your knees. Arms extended, tiny bend in the elbows, feet together, and the feet flexed as well. Take a breath in to start. Breathe out and looking into the groin to sink down, only going down part way, about 50% down. Breathing in there, don't move. Breathe out, curl forward, ribs to hips, looking into your groin, straighten up as tall as you can. And again, sink into the hips, breathing out, squeezing the circle as you go down, breathing out, and breathe out to come up. Curling up, straightening up as tall as you can, and again, sink down. Reaching forward, squeezing, tucking, hold for the breath in, breathe out to curl up, ribs to hips, keep the curl. Straighten up tall, and one more. And a deep sigh out, tucking the pelvis. Hold for the breath in, listen to the instruction. Breathe out, go down another inch. And a tuck. Hold for the breath in, come up 1 inch. And breathe in, hold the position. Breathe out, go back down 1 inch. Hold for the breath in, breathe out, come all the way up, curl the ribs to the hips, straighten up. So you can use a variety of movements there to go up and down to make it more effective. Right, the next exercise we're going to do are for the obliques. So placing the circle between the knees again, and the feet just wider apart there, that's it. Okay, slowly rolling down onto your back, hands behind the head. Okay, you're going to come forward, squeezing as much as you can, breathing out and turning to your right. Breathe in as you go back slightly and go around to the other side, squeeze the circle. Breathe in as you go back, breathe out and squeeze to come up, keeping the opposite hip pressed down into the ground. Breathe in, keep going, and a deep sigh out. Good, and again turn. Keep going. Mel, I'm going to change your position, place it into your hands, and keep going. You're going to come with a turn. Great. Breathe in, and keep the feet flexed as well. Breathe in as you go back, and reach with a tiny bend in the elbow. That's it. Don't come up too high. Scoop the abdominals in and squeeze. Simon, just start to look to the side this time as you go over, and look to the side. Good. You'll get much more rotation by turning the head as well. Last one. Deep sigh out. Breathing in. And relax. Okay, this time we're going to be working the legs as well. So let's take the band into the hands. Draw both knees up towards the chest and contract forward. We're going to do the crisscross. So extend the right leg away from you and turn the body to come to the outside of the bent knee. Great. Breathe in, change. And breathe out, squeeze as you turn. Breathe in, change. And squeeze as you turn. Good, keep going, breathing in, and deep sigh. Stretch the leg away, pointed and turned out. Breathe in, draw it back as much as you can. That's it. And you'll feel those oblique muscles on the sides working really effectively. And another turn. And one more. And relax. We're now going to do the frog as part of the double leg stretch. So we're going to place the band once again for Simon between the ankles and Mel just between your knees. Okay? The legs are up in the air, the feet are flexed and turned out in Mel's case. In Simon's case, we're just going to have the knees bent back in towards your armpits and holding that position there. The hands are by the sides. We're not going to do a contraction yet on this one. We're just going to do some breathing. As Mel extends the legs away, the ankles will come apart. So when they come together, squeeze hard, take a breath in, breathe out and extend your legs up into the air, squeezing the circle as much as you can. That's it. Breathe in to come back, drawing the knees into the armpits. And breathe out, extend away, using the B line, squeezing the back of the thighs. Breathe in to come back, drawing the knees right back into the armpits, keeping the tailbone on the coin. Breathe out and squeeze to come up, more turn out. Great. Breathe in to come back. Last one. Breathe out to come up. Okay, drawing back, breathing in, holding that position. This time, hands on the knees. Very likely, we're going to do the double leg stretch. So this time, we're going to contract forward and extend up, breathing out. Squeeze and pad, hands by the sides. Breathe in, take the hands to the toes, touch the back of the hands together. Breathe out, circle around. That's it. Reach forward and frog back down, breathing in. Up you go again, breathing out. Deep sigh out, ribs to hips. Breathe into the toes, breathe out, circle around, all the way back. Reach forward, relax, breathing in. And again, squeezing the inner thighs, deep sigh, scoop out the stomach. Breathe in, float the arms around, scraping the ears to get more abdominal contraction, and relax, breathing in. Last one coming up, and a deep sigh out as you come up. Breathing in, deep sigh out, keeping the turn out, reach around, reach forward, and slowly frog down. Okay, and relax. Right, we're going to keep the band between the heels. Mel, if you can take yours up here too. That's it. We're now going to do corkscrew. So taking the legs up into the air, palms up by the sides, and we're going to take the band around, press just between the ankles there. We'll take that just a little higher. There, that's it. Make sure that it is comfortable. We're going to go over to the right first. So taking a breath in, you're going to do a circle. Breathing out to go down, breathe in to come up, stop at the top, change direction. Squeezing as you go down, breathing in to come up, and around to the other side. To make this a bit more effective into the abdominal, so you're not using your arms. Simon, if you can take your arms above your head, please bend. Great. And deep breathing, deep sigh out. The bigger the circle, the better. The hip can come off if you're going over to the sides. Keep the neck nice and relaxed. Breathe out to lower. And breathe in to raise. And breathe out as you lower, keeping the elbows softly bent, Mel, that's it. And making sure the shoulders don't come up, turning, working those oblique muscles, working those inner thigh muscles. And one more, deep sigh out as you lower. Draw the abdominals into raise and relax. The next stretch is called the spine stretch to mobilize the spine. So sitting with the feet just wider than shoulder distance and placing the athletic circle on the floor in front of you. Making sure that when you do press down, make sure that the fingers aren't the only things in contact, because if you press the fingers, you'll strain the neck and shoulders. Make sure it's the heel of the hand that's pressing down. Sitting as upright as you can, pressing through the heels. If the hamstrings are tight, bend the knees slightly. Take a breath in to start. Breathe out. Start the curl with the chin to the chest and peel off, bending the elbows as you lean forward, pressing down on the circle. Hold for the breath in into the armpits. Breathe out and imprint your spine using your beeline to come up, extending the arms, lengthening up as tall as you can through the crown of the head. Take a breath in. Breathe out, curl down again. Bending the elbows as you curl, keeping the shoulders down, reaching forward. Breathe in into the armpits, hold the position. Breathe out, curl up. Using the beeline to come upright, tall as you can through the crown of the head, breathing in. Breathe out, curling down again, one bone at a time, and then reaching forward, pressing through your heels when you're reaching forward. Hold for the breath in, shoulder blades down, curling up. One bone at a time, imprinting all the way up as high as you can, and relax. We're going to now do the saw, so place the band around your right foot. From this position here, open your legs a little wider than shoulder distance. Taking a breath in to start, breathe out and reaching forward to the straight back, leaning and bending the elbows wide open on the elbows. Great. Breathe in to come back up again, curling up, straightening up. Breathe out, lean forward to the straight back, as straight as you can, lengthening the chest towards your ankle. Take a breath in, hold the position, and breathe out, curl up, using your beeline as you're coming up, as tall as you can, breathing in, breathe out, lean forward to the straight back, right across that leg, but keep the opposite hip pressed into the ground, making sure you're not arching the neck. Hold for the breath in into the armpits, breathe out and curl up, one bone at a time, as if you're imprinting it onto a wall, shoulder blades back, sitting up and tall. Last one, take a breath in, breathe out, lean, straight back forward, reaching forward. Hold for the breath in, and breathe out, curl up, trying not to arch your neck. Straighten up as tall as you can and change legs. Once more, taking a breath in to start. Breathe out, lean forward with a straight back, but keep your chin down so you're not arching the neck, reaching out of the hips. Hold for the breath in into the armpits. Imprint your spine to come up. Use the beeline constantly for this exercise. All the way up as tall as you can, still keeping some tension in the shoulders. And breathe out, reach forward, straight back. Arching your back, trying to arch your back if you can. Hold for the breath in, armpits. Breathe out, curl up. One bone at a time, using the beeline to come up. Lengthen through the crown of the head as tall as you can. And again, reach forward. Press through your heels. Pull the toes back as much as you can. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Breathe into the armpits. Beeline to come up. And coming into the last one. And again, lean forward, press through the heels. Keep in mind you want to keep the opposite hip pressed onto the floor, as it may have a tendency to lift. Breathing in, breathe out, curling up as much as you can. We'll now go into rotation, so placing the feet together. Simon's going to place the circle against his chest. Mel's going to hold onto the circle in front of her with the elbows slightly bent. When doing rotation, if you're turning to the left, press through the left heel. So take a breath in, and we'll go to the left first, breathing out, pressing through the left heel at the same time. Breathe into the center. And breathe out, turn, press through the right heel. Breathing into the center. Trying to keep the arms in front of you as much as you can. So turn the shoulder blade back. So if you turn the shoulder blade back, you'll actually get more rotation. Into the center, squeezing as you go around to the side, growing taller. Breathing into the center, keeping the chin up slightly as you're turning, Simon. And chin up, turn more. That's it. Reach around with the shoulder blades. Breathing in, not so much movement of the arms. And breathe out as you turn, more of the torso. Turn the torso. Well done. Into the center, keeping the elbows up slightly, Simon. And rotating from the rib cage into the center. Last one to the outside. Deep breath out, turning from the shoulder blades, growing taller. Breathing in and relax. We're going to do the pelvic curl now, so rolling down onto the back. Placing the athletic circle between the knees with the knees bent. Keeping the feet slightly apart as well. Hands by the sides with the palms up. Elbows bent open slightly to allow you to breathe into the armpits. Take a breath in to start. Breathe out, squeeze the circle and curl the tailbone up, right up to the shoulders. Hold the position for the breath in, trying not to arch the back too much. Breathe out and imprint the spine one bone at a time as you're going down. Okay, holding a gentle squeeze, take a breath in, don't move. Breathe out, curl up, squeezing at the same time. You will feel the backside doing a little bit of work here as well. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, imprint your spine, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the fingers relaxed. One bone at a time. This time we're going to do it in one breath up, one breath coming down. Breathe out to curl up, as tall as you can, reaching through the knees, lengthening through the neck. Breathe in to imprint to come down one bone at a time. And tailbone all the way down. And once again, breathe out, squeeze as you come up. Good squeeze from the inside thighs there, which will make the abdominals work more. Breathing in to come down, one bone at a time, relaxing the shoulders. And last one coming up. Deep breath out, curling up, lengthening through the knees, keeping the beeline engaged, and breathe in to come down one bone at a time and relax. Now we're going to turn over onto the stomach to do some backside work. Going to lie on the stomach, bending the knees, and we're going to place the circle between the ankles, keeping the knees bent. A little bit difficult when you're doing it by yourself, but most people can manage it eventually. Right, keeping the shoulders relaxed, making sure that the hips are in alignment so you're not twisting to one side. Take a breath in, breathe out and squeeze. Breathe in, release. Breathe out and squeeze. Squeezing the beeline core at the same time to support the back. And again, lifting the legs a little high, Simon, so don't let them go down to the floor too much. Squeezing. And release only 10%. You don't want to release too much. And squeeze again, breathing out. And one more, take a breath in and squeeze. Can you feel the backside working? Great. This time you're going to breathe in. Squeeze and extend your legs away from you, lifting them slightly off the ground. And breathe out as you extend. Lengthen the legs away from you, so straightening your legs, Mel. That's it. Breathe in and bend with a little bit of a release. And breathe out, extends. Reach, draw the beeline core in as hard as you can, squeezing. Breathe in and bend. And breathe out, extend. This is a great exercise for your hamstrings and the backside. It's a great toner. Breathe in and bend. One more. And extend away again. And draw that beeline in. Relax the shoulders. And bend the knees. And relax. We're now going to work on the upper body with the athletic circle, a pretty tough, demanding routine. Taking the arms out in front of you. Remember holding on to the cushioning with the heel of your hand, so the fingers are extended. We're going to start by doing some circles. So taking the circle around to the right, breathing out as you lower, and breathe in as you go around back up to the center position, change direction. Breathe out as you lower, breathe in as you raise. Keep going, keeping a tiny bend in the elbow. That's it, so you can actually get the pectoral muscles working. And even though you're not lengthening out of the socket, you're going to feel the lengthening in the joints. Let's make the circle bigger each time. And deep breath out as you go right around to the side and up. Right around, so you eventually end up with the circle above your head. All the way around. Deep breath out as you go down. And one more. And up and relax. We're now going to work on the biceps. So we're going to keep the elbows bent to the sides, pressing really firmly. And bend the elbows and bring them down towards your sides. So your starting position is here. You're going to now squeeze, breathe out as you draw the circle towards your nose. breathing out, keeping the elbows in position. Breathe in to go down, still holding the squeeze. And breathe out, squeezing hard so you can feel the biceps working. Keep squeezing on the way down. Deep sigh out. Squeeze harder as you come up. Keep the elbows tucked into the sides a little bit more, Simon. Good. Touching the legs and deep sigh out. Squeezing up. Well done. Keep the shoulders down into the pocket, lengthening through the crown of the head. One more. Deep breath out. Breathe in and release. Taking the arms this time above the head to work on the triceps. So in this position here, we're going to keep the elbows as close together as possible, stretching the arms up to the ceiling as much as you can. We're going to take a breath in to start and breathe out, hold the position. Right. Breathe in and bend the elbows behind and breathe out, extend to the ceiling. Breathe in, pressing down, squeeze the elbows together, squeeze harder as you extend to the ceiling. Take it down further behind your head to try and touch the back and breathe out, extend up, all the way up. You'll feel the back of the arms you're working. Two more. Squeeze the elbows together. Squeeze them together, straightening up to the ceiling as tall as you can. Keep the shoulders down. Last one. Touch the back if you can and extend up. Squeeze the elbows together and relax. Right, the next one we're going to do is a thoracic mobilization exercise. So we're going to take the arms out in front of us again, keeping the elbows slightly bent, fingers extended, and it's almost like driving a car. We're going to take a breath in, breathe out and turn to the left. Breathe in, back to the center, keep flowing, and over to the right. So imagine the shoulder blades doing the work here as well. So turning the shoulder blades also, so a similar movement is happening in the back. Keep squeezing, keep pressing, deep breath out. So the idea here is to mobilize the arms in positions that they're not used to going, therefore it frees up the joint a little bit more as well, but supplies the strength to the joint rather than just the mobilization. Deep breath out, keep squeezing, and turn, hold the turn. Take a breath in, breathe out and press. Breathe in, release 10%, breathe out and press. Breathe in, release, breathe out and press. Release, turn the other way. Take a breath in, breathe out and press. 1, in and press 2, in and press 3. Go back to the center and relax. We're now going to do a leg routine. So lying on your side, we're going to work with the adductors first. So we need to place in between. So the band is on the floor and the foot is on the inside. We're going to actually lift the top leg. The bottom leg is holding the band in place and lifting the top leg. So we're working the abductors on the outside of the leg. Take a breath in to start. Breathe out and lift, keeping the knee slightly bent. Breathe in, release. Breathe out and lift. Good. Keep going. Bend the knee a little bit more and lift. Making sure the knee stays bent. If you feel the pressure in the knee joint at all, bend the knee even more. You want to work from the outside here. How's that feeling? Deep sigh out as you lift. Breathe in and use the beeline to lift. Stretch it up as high as you can. Breathe in, release. Breathe out and lift. And relax. We're now going to change position. We're going to put the foot on top on the actual padding, keeping the knee bent. Take a breath in to start and breathe out to press down. So this time we're working the adductors, the muscles on the inside of the thigh. And breathing out, press down. Breathing in, release. Breathe out and press down. And breathe out, press down. And relax. This time we're going to hold onto the band between the ankles. Great. Making sure this time that you do have an imaginary bolt going through the hip, through the other hip, so there's no swiveling of the hips back and forth. If you feel more comfortable with the head rested down on the hand, do so that you're not straining the neck at all. In fact, Simon, if you can do that, please, thanks. Right, we're going to take a breath in here, breathe out and lift both legs off the floor. Breathe in lower with just a touch, no resting, breathe out and lift. Breathe in and lower. This is going to work the inside thighs as well as the top of the leg here, keeping the beeline. If you're finding this going into your back, bring the legs slightly forward and a little bit of a tuck in the pelvis. Deep sigh out to lift. Deep breath in, just a touch. Deep breath out. Use the beeline, reaching through, and flex the feet and do 2 more. This time pressing through your heels. Breathe in, touch, and press through the heels and relax. And let's turn around and do the other side. Placing the bottom foot inside the circle. And the top leg is also inside and at the top of the circle. Keeping the top knee bent. Take a breath in, breathe out, and lift the top leg. Deep sigh out. Breathe in, release 10% only, breathe out and lift. This is going to really target the top of the thigh over here. If you're not feeling in the top of the thigh, turn the knee in slightly to the floor and then lift, and you'll feel that a little bit more around there, around the back of the thigh. And keep the foot flexed if you can. Deeper breath in and a deep sigh out, reaching up as high as you can. One more. Deep sigh out, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and place the leg on top on the padding. Once again, keeping the knee slightly bent. Take a breath in to start, breathe out and press down, squeezing the inner thigh, keeping the beeline engaged. And deep sigh out, lengthening through the crown of the head, make sure the shoulder is relaxed. And keep breathing in through the nose and a deep sigh out. Bend the knee just a little bit more, that's it. By bending the knee, you'll target the area more and you'll take any pressure off, any knee strain if you feel any at all. And relax the neck and shoulders. And one more, keep the beeline engaged as much as you can. Deep sigh out as you squeeze. And relax. And place the circle between the legs. Keeping the feet pointed. Take a breath in. Remember, keep the legs slightly in front if you feel the back arching. Breathe out to lift. As high as you can off the floor. Breathe in, just a touch to go down. And breathe out. Use the beeline first before you come up. Breathe in, just a touch. And beeline first. Keep the beeline engaged on the way down as well. Shoulder relaxed. This is a bit of a balancing action as well. Now flex the feet, and again, 3 more lifts. Deep breath out to lift. Breathe in, just a touch. Keep the knees bent. And breathe out, lift. Breathe in and relax. Okay, let's go into a sitting position. This time we're going to place the band on the outside with the elbows slightly bent. We're going to work the muscles that are underneath the armpit here, the latissimus dorsi. It's that V shape that bodybuilders get. Keeping the opposite shoulder down by pressing the palm of the hand onto the floor with the elbow bent. Taking a breath in, breathe out and press down to the floor as much as you can, and you'll feel the muscles connecting underneath. Breathe in, release 10% only. Breathe out and squeeze down, turning the shoulder back slightly. So the shoulders come into the pocket. Breathing in and a deep breath out. Breathing in and pressing down. Imagine squeezing an orange under your armpit. You're trying to get it right down and working from the elbow as well. So press the elbow down without dropping the shoulders. So as you press down, grow taller. Press down and grow taller. That's it. And last one, breathe out, press down, grow taller, and change sides. If you feel that this is uncomfortable at all in the hips, bend the knees slightly so you can get an upright position. Great. Taking a breath in, breathe out, and press down. Breathe in, release 10%. What we're going to do, keep going on the breathing. What we're going to do here is, if you're starting to get in wrist strain, I'm going to change the position so that it's actually near the elbow, with the elbow still bent, and press down. You'll still see the effect working here, but you've got a very free wrist, so you're not straining the wrist. Keep the shoulder back. Once again, breathing in, breathe out, and grow taller. That's it, sitting up straight, bending the knees if you need to. Last one coming up. Deep breath out. Great. We're now going to do a hamstring press. So placing the left foot inside the circle with the right ankle on top of the padding, with the knee bent. Hands behind you in a comfortable position. Taking a breath in to start. Flex the foot, breathe out and press it down, staying upright, keeping your hands nice and straight. Breathing in, release 10%. Breathe out, press down, keeping the knee bent. So when you're actually performing this exercise, don't try and straighten the leg. Keep the knee bent and press from the hamstring to the floor, and that will move the entire lever, which is your leg. Take a breath in and press the hamstring down. So if you're trying to pinch your bottom just a little bit, it'll help. And keeping the hips square as much as you can. Hamstring down. Breathing in, release 10%. And again, hamstring down. And change legs. Great exercise for toning up the back of the leg. Okay. Keeping the knee bent to start off with. Keeping that bend locked all the time. Taking a breath in to start. Breathe out, press from the hamstring, still pulling the toe back harder. Breathe in, release 10% only. Breathe out, press down. If you're finding that the 10% release is too much of a strain on the muscle, release it about 50%, but don't release altogether, as you don't want to relax the muscle before going into it again, keeping the tone constantly in the muscle. 2 more. Now, still using your B line to press down, you'll find you'll get much more effort out of this. And B line to go down, keeping your eyes level. And 1 more, deep sigh out, press from the hamstring, and relax. We're now going to kneel up. Holding on to the circle above your head. If you find this is an uncomfortable position for kneeling, you can sit back onto the haunches. Keeping the elbows slightly bent, fingers extended. We're going to do a side stretch leaning out towards our left. So taking a breath in first, breathe out, and lean across to the left, but keep the hips square. Reach right across as far as you can, squeezing the band. Breathe in, squeezing the band to the center. Relax 10%. Breathe out, reach over to the other side. So you're trying to get a very strong stretch through the side here. Breathing into the center. Keep flowing. Breathe out to the other side. Give it a really good squeeze as you go over, lengthening through the crown of the head. Breathe in to come back up to the center. Breathe out, reach over, looking straight ahead. Try not to look to the floor, as this may round your shoulders. Breathing in, reach up, keep flowing. Breathing out, reach across through the crown of the head, stretch out the side. Breathe into the center, a deep sigh out, squeezing the band, drawing the B line in as much as you can. 1 more, deep sigh out as you go to the left. Reach across, lengthening the rib away from the hip. Now squeeze the rib to the hip to come up, and relax your arms down in front of you. That is the athletic circle routine. I'd like to thank Simon and Mel for their participation. It's a great exercise for working your joints, strengthening up your muscles in small ranges of movement, but giving you a lot of tone.